Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the chapter resources. We will continue with mineral just as you have seen. Soil is a mixture. It contains small particles of rock of different sizes. It also contains bits of decayed living organisms, which is called humus. In addition, soil also contains various forms of microscopic life. The type of soil is decided by the average size of the particles found, and the quality of the soil is decided by amount of humus and the microscopic organisms found in it. Humus is a major factor in deciding the soil structure because it causes the soil to become more and more porous, allows water and air to penetrate deep underground. The mineral nutrients that are found in a particular soil depends on the rocks it was formed from. The nutrient content of a soil, the amount of humus present in it, and the depth of the soil are some of the factors that decide which plants will thrive on that soil. The topmost layer of soil that contains humus and living organisms in addition to soil is called topsoil. The quality of topsoil is an important factor that decides biodiversity in that area. Modern farming practice involves the use of large amount of fertilizers and pesticides. Use of these substances over a long period of time can destroy the soil structure by killing the soil microorganisms that recycle nutrients in the soil. It also kills the earthworms which are instrumental in making the rich humus. Fertile soil can quickly be turned barren if sustainable practices are not followed. Removal of useful components from the soil and addition of other substances which adversely affect the fertility of soil and kill the diversity of organisms that live in it is called soil pollution. The soil that we see today in one place has been created over a very long period of time. However, some of the factors that created the soil in first place and brought soil to that place may be responsible for removal of soil too. The fine particle of soil may be carried away by flowing water or wind. All the soil gets washed away and rocks underneath are exposed. We have lost a valuable resource because very little will grow on the rock. The roots of plants play an important role in preventing soil erosion. The large scale deforestation that is happening all over the world not only destroys biodiversity, it also leads to soil erosion. Topsoil is that bare of vegetation is likely to be removed very quickly, and this is accelerated in hilly or mountainous regions. The process of soil erosion is very difficult to reverse. Vegetative cover on the ground has a role to play in the percolation of water in deeper layers too. A constant interaction between biotic and abiotic components of the biosphere makes it dynamic but stable system. This interaction consists of transfer of matter and energy between the different components of the biosphere. You have seen how water evaporates from the water bodies and subsequent condensation of this water vapor leads to rain. But we don't see the seas and oceans drying up. So how is the water returning to these water bodies? The whole process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain and later flows back to the sea via rivers is called as water cycle. This cycle is not as straightforward and simple as the statement seems to imply. All of the water that falls on the land does not immediately flow back into the sea. Some of them seeps into the soil and becomes a part of underground reservoir of fresh water. Some of this underground water finds its way to the surface through springs, or we bring it to the surface for our use through wells or tube wells. Water is also used by terrestrial animals and plants for various purposes. Let us look another part what happens during water cycle. As you know, water is capable of dissolving a large number of substances. As water flows through or over rocks containing soluble minerals, some of them get dissolved in water. Thus, rivers carry many nutrients from the land to the sea that are used by marine organisms. Nitrogen gas makes about our 78% of our atmosphere, and nitrogen is also part of many molecules essential to life like proteins, nucleic acids, DNA, RNA, and some vitamins. Nitrogen is found in other biologically important compounds as alkaloids and urea. Nitrogen is thus an essential nutrient for all life forms, and life would be simple if all life forms could use the atmospheric nitrogen directly. However, other than a few forms of bacteria, life forms are not able to convert the comparatively inert nitrogen molecules into forms like nitrates and nitrites, which can be taken up and used for the required molecules. These nitrogen fixing bacteria may be free living or may be associated with some species of dicot plants. Most commonly, the nitrogen fixing bacteria are found in roots of legumes, special structures called as root nodules. Other than this bacteria, the only other manner in which nitrogen molecule is converted into nitrates is by a physical process during lightning. The high temperature pressure created in the air convert this nitrogen into oxides of nitrogen. These dissolve in water to give nitric acid. These oxides dissolve in water to form nitric acid. Nitrous acid fall on the land along with what happens to the nitrogen once it is converted into forms that can be taken up and used to make nitrogen containing plants generally take up nitrates and nitrites and convert them into amino acids which are used to make proteins. Some other biochemical pathways are used to make the other complex compounds containing nitrogen. These proteins and other complex compounds are subsequently consumed by animals. The animal or the plant dies. Other bacteria in the soil convert the various components of nitrogen back into nitrates. A different kind of bacteria converts nitrates and nitrites into elemental nitrogen. Thus, there is a nitrogen cycle, which nitrogen forms from elemental form in the atmosphere with simple molecules in the soil, water, which gets converted to cause colonies and living beings and back again. Simple nitrogen. Carbon is found Forms on the earth, it occurs on elemental form as diamonds and graphite in the combined form. The endoskeleton and exoskeleton of various animals are also formed from carbonate salts. Carbon is incorporated into life forms through basic process of photosynthesis, which is performed in the presence of sunlight by all life forms. The process converts carbon dioxide in the atmosphere in water into glucose molecules. These glucose molecules are converted into other substances are used to provide energy. The synthesis of other biological input, utilization of glucose to provide energy during process of respiration in which oxygen may not be converted into glucose or back. This carbon dioxide then goes back into the atmosphere. To the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Process of combustion where fuels are burned to provide energy for various needs. Percentage of burn is said to have doubled since the industrial revolution when human beings started burning. On a very large scale, carbon, like water, is thus recycled repeatedly through forms of physical and biological activities. Recalling the reading taken by disturbed by glass, and as the temperature of glass will be much higher than the surrounding. This phenomenon was used to create an engine where tropical plants would be kept warming during the winters in colder climates. Such enclosures are called greenhouse. Greenhouses have also lent their name to an atmospheric phenomenon. Some grasses prevent the escape of heat from the earth. An increased percentage of such gases in the atmosphere would cause average temperature in the worldwide. This is called greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gases. An increase in carbon dioxide content cause more heat to be retained by the atmosphere and lead to global warming. Oxygen is very abundant on our earth. It is found in elemental form in the atmosphere to the extent of 21%. It is also occurs extensively in combined form in Earth's crust as well as also in air. Found as oxides of most metals and silicon, also carbonate. So carbonate, sulfate, nitrogen, it is also essential component of most biological processes. But when we talk of oxygen, we are mainly referring to a cycle which maintains levels of oxygen in the atmosphere. Respiration in the form of oxides of nitrogen. Oxygen is returned to atmosphere in only one method, that is photosynthesis. This forms the broader outline of oxygen cycle. Oxygen is also present essential for most biological processes, carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins. Elemental oxygen is normally found in the form of diamond, however in upper reaches of atmosphere. molecule containing 3 atoms of oxygen is found. This would mean it would formula of 3 is called ozone. Unlike the normal diatomic molecule of oxygen, ozone is poisonous, and we are lucky that it is not stable nearer to the Earth's surface, but it performs in essential functions. It is when it absorbs harmful radiation from the sun. This prevents those harmful radiations from reaching the surface of the earth, where they may damage many forms of life. Various man-made compounds like CFCs having both fluorine and chlorine, not degraded by any biological process, were found to persist in the atmosphere. Once there is the ozone layer, they would react with ozone. This is such introduction of ozone layer.